Hey coffee friends, welcome back to another Painting with Coffee. Hope you're ready for a doggone good time. I'm going to be painting 4 dogs and 1 cat. My friend Lindsay wants a painting of her loved ones, and I said I'd do it with coffee. Let's do this. Okay, let's get started. We're going to draw Lindsay's 4 dogs and her 1 cat on an 8x10, so let's get that laid out and taped up. For a painting like this, where it's someone's pets and it's super important, and there's a lot of animals, I figured it was good to lay it out. So I started with Odin, which is a Sheltie, and then Piper, which is a tan dog, Uzo, who is the Pomeranian, Brody is the black and white dog, and the cat's name is Lucifer. So I did a loose sketch, and then I decided I would take this and transfer my ideas onto the actual watercolor paper. And I thought it would be pretty funny to put them sitting at a coffee table, of all things, made out of coffee. The sketch looks pretty good. Let's get drawing. I laid out the center lines, and then I drew the line across a round shape to make the edge of the table. I started by drawing Brody's head, followed by his nose, then his mouth. I tried to look at some of his signature markings, and also his ears are very unique. And then I just drew his body, and I drew it really lightly in case we need to change it before we start painting. And next up is Odin, the goodest boy. Cute little Sheltie dog. And I got his shape and I got him laid down. I wasn't super happy with it, but I knew I would come back to it before I started painting. Next up was Lucifer, the cat. I heard he can be kind of a devil sometimes, so he does go by the name Satan as well. But yeah, I got the general shape of him, put him in there, and then I knew I would come back also and add more detail. Then I drew Piper. Such a cute dog, but the fur's all over the place, so that definitely makes it difficult when drawing. But I knew I had to have this dog sticking its tongue out, looking happy as can be. And last but not least, we have Uzo. So I put him in there and it fit perfectly, which is pretty unusual because usually sometimes I do a lot of erasing in my drawings to make sure everyone fits and everything looks good. So I was really liking how it was turning out. Now it was time to do some editing, so I looked at the photos back and forth, and then I did some erasing, some drawing, some ear fixing, some nose fixing. It was a little bit of chaos, but I wanted to make sure I had it laid out right before I did the pen work. I decided to take the mechanical pencil and push harder and make more of a strong outline so that it would kind of look the same once I added pen. I just want to be really clear before adding pen because it is permanent, so definitely something to be careful, and I caution because at least pencil you can erase and make changes. A little technique I learned while I was doing this is to use a scrap piece of paper and put that underneath your hand because the oils in your hand can really smear pencil, and then you lose a lot of your drawing when you go back and you're wondering, was this part of the drawing? Was this a smudge? So it's a really helpful tip. So be sure to do it. Really helped me. I know it'll help you. Now comes the fun part, deciding what beverage and what food is going to go in front of each cat and dog. So for the cat here, I've got a little mug of tea with a fish symbol on it. In front of the Sheltie, I've got a croissant and an iced coffee. And I did a lot of other coffee-themed drinks in front of each one of them. But if you're doing this yourself, you can come up with some creative things. What would your dog drink or eat? Is it a puppuccino? Then I grabbed my smallest micron pen, an 01 to be exact, and I just drew over all of the pencil work. And it took a few minutes, but I was really excited how it was starting to look. I was really enjoying this. And once you get the pen laid down, then you can erase the pencil lines and it makes it for a really clean piece. Just like all those dog paintings back in the day, I wanted this to be somewhat of a funny bar scene, if you will, but in a cafe. So I decided I'd put a painting behind them, make it like they were in a coffee shop, and have some coffee artwork hanging up back there. Okay, here it is. Now it is time to paint and add the coffee. I pulled out some of the freshest instant coffee. Just kidding, instant coffee isn't fresh at all. But I pour it in a little cup, and I get the boiling water, and I make my paint, and this looks just about perfect. This would be great for the table. This coffee table was looking great. Just got to remember to be very careful around all of the beverages and the pastries. You don't want the coffee to run over them. But if you do that and you get it right, then you've got nothing to worry about. And then add a little darker coffee color around the edges of the table. It makes it look a little more 3D in a 2D painting. I popped up a photo of Odin next to me while I painted, and it allowed me to look back at the references for color, shading. It really helps, so I highly recommend looking at a photo non-stop. That's what I like to do the whole time, just so you can be pretty accurate with everything going on. And since this is Lindsay's dog, and Lindsay was getting the painting, she was definitely going to remember what her dog looks like, so I had to be as accurate as I could. That's enough talking from me. Sit back and enjoy the painting. Keep sipping on your coffee. And here it is. 9 hours between drawing and painting. It is done. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the channel below. Cheers. Let's go roasting.